right. Let's talk about the literature review. I know, for a lot of us, it's one of the most dreaded parts of any academic project. But what if I told you we could transform it? We're going to turn this challenging, sometimes tedious, sometimes always tedious for me, task into a process that's actually streamlined, efficient, and dare I say, kind of exciting. Okay, no, it's not exciting. Not for me anyway. But we're going to get you finding what you need and make sense of it fast. Yeah, we've all been there. It doesn't matter if it's for a research paper or your thesis or a grant proposal. You get to that point where you realize you have to sort through just mountains of existing literature and it feels, well, totally overwhelming. But today, that changes. We're going to give you a new map and a seriously modern set of tools to navigate it all. So, just to make sure we're all on the same page, what exactly is a literature review? It's this foundational piece of the puzzle. And it's not just a book review or a book report where you summarize stuff. It's a deep, critical, and systematic analysis of everything that's already been said and done in your field. And why on earth do we put ourselves through this? Well, think of all the existing research as a giant landscape. Your lit review is you drawing the map of that landscape. It shows you what we already know, helps you figure out where your work fits in, and most importantly, it helps you find those unexplored territories where you can make a contribution, called the research gap. Now, here's where things get interesting. The whole process is changing. The old way, it was all about manual searching, getting frustrated with keywords, and just endless reading. It took forever. The modern method we're talking about today, though, is a total game changer. We're talking natural language search, AI that actually synthesizes ideas for you and getting to those rapid insights. It's a complete workflow upgrade. So one of the first things you're going for in your research or in your search is what we call a seed paper. This thing is like your North Star. It's that one paper that's so close to what you want to do, it feels like a cheat code. It gives you a clear path forward. You can look at its sources and basically gives you a model for your own work. So let's get into the nitty-gritty. Step 1 is all about finding your foundation. And for that, we're going to use an incredibly powerful tool called Semantic Scholar. And when I say powerful, I am not kidding. We're talking about a database of over 200 million research papers. That's not just a big number. It's basically guaranteed that you're casting the widest possible net so you don't miss that one critical paper that could totally change your research. So what makes this so much better than a regular search engine? Well, for starters, you can stop trying to guess the perfect keywords. Just type your entire research question in plain English. And are you tired of hitting paywalls? Bam! There's a filter for only papers with available PDFs. Best of all, it's designed for discovery. It will show you related papers, highly cited papers with just a single click. The process itself is super simple. You can type in your topic, you slap on those smart filters like has PDF and last 5 years, and then you just look for a handful of the most relevant, influential papers. Now here's the key. Your goal is not to read them all yet. Just download about 5 to 10 of the most promising ones. We're just gathering our materials. Now that we have our materials, we're going to the next step. We're going to synthesize everything with an AI tool called Google NotebookLM. There's a video on that already. You can look at it in depth. This is where you're going to save so many hours of reading. The absolute best way to think about NotebookLM is to imagine you have your own personal team of AI research assistants. Seriously, you just hand them that stack of papers you downloaded and they read and analyze the whole pile for you so that you can ask questions about the paper. It's a total game changer. And this team can handle a ton of information. I mean, think about the last time you tried to juggle just 5 different papers in your head. Now, imagine trying to read, digest, and find connections across 50 of them at the same time. So NotebookLM can handle 50 papers at a time on the free plan. This tool does all that heavy lifting for you in minutes. So how does it actually work? You ask it questions, plain and simple, and it answers you. For example, you can ask it to look at all those papers and tell you what the most common theoretical frameworks are. This is incredible. It does something that would normally take a person days of painstaking work, and it spits out a clear answer, complete with citations, pointing back to the sources. Or you can just cut right to the chase, the whole point of it all, of your literature review, and just ask it, what are the research gaps? Or even what are the limitations of the research paper that you're looking at? So then it stops being just a summary tool and becomes an active research partner, mining your sources to find the exact justification you need for your own work. You can actually ask it to generate potential research questions for you based on the gaps it just found. So it's not just a summarizer, it's a partner in the brainstorming process, helping you sharpen your focus. Okay, we are in the home stretch. We found our core papers, we've used AI to synthesize them and find the gaps, but there's one final step to make sure we have the whole picture. Let's move on to step 3, refining your overview with one last amazing tool. Now, if NotebookLM was our microscope for a deep dive into the specific papers we chose, then Consensus AI is our telescope. It gives us that broader bird's eye view of what the entire field generally agrees on. It answers the question, so what does most of the research actually say? And the approach here is just beautifully simple. All you have to do is turn your topic into a question. Consensus then scans millions of papers. Apparently there are 250 million this time. Well, in your field it will be smaller, but it's got access to 250 million to give you an answer based on, the scientific consensus. It gives you direct citations to the most influential studies. It's the perfect way to double check your findings and make sure you're on the right track. So let's recap this whole modern workflow. It's 3 simple steps. Step 1, you find your foundational papers with Semantic Scholar. Step 2, you synthesize their ideas and find the gaps with NotebookLM. And step 3, you refine your big picture understanding with Consensus AI. Find, synthesize, refine. That's the whole playbook. So that brings us to the end of this video. Thank you so much for checking out the video. I really appreciate you subscribing to our study group and giving the video a thumbs up. Do ask a question if anything was unclear, and I'm looking forward to catching you in the next video. Be strong.